Yo YouTube! This is my video for Thursday the 9th of October. I'm on my way to my first pickup of the day, which is going from Peterborough. Just outside of Peterborough actually. It's going to be 45 minutes journey, about 30 miles to get there. And it's taking 2 pallets as a short wheelbase van job to Stevenage, or at least Stevenage area. It's £65 for 57 miles loaded. I need to be at the pickup point for 9 o'clock, and my constraints today are that I need to be back at home for around about 4 o'clock, so I can't go very far away from the area. So whatever I can pick up today would be good. I'm not going to worry too much about the actual money, just try and keep busy throughout the day. After yesterday's day, unfortunately my right foot is really aching again today. I think I may have done too much walking on it yesterday. There are times when I was trying to walk normally and sort of stretch out my foot yesterday, and I don't think that did me any good. So I'm back to sort of almost square one with it, and hobbling quite a lot. So I'm going to take it easy as much as I can today on the foot, but I can't not work another day. Yep, so anyway, I'll let you know how it all goes. Cheers. Right, so I've just dropped off my load in Stevenage, and I'm going to turn around and head towards Biggleswade initially, sort of try and find something a bit more local to me. If I can just get any sort of job, that's what I'm looking for, any little job, doesn't take me too far away from home. My last pickup was a little bit awkward. Trying to find the correct entry point, trying to find the correct loading bay was difficult. It was all spread over a long area, it's spread over a large area, and people on site weren't particularly helpful. They were nice, but they weren't particularly authoritative about where I meant to go. So eventually got to the right place, and then these 2 pallets were clearly too tall for my van. I measured them with my tape measure, 1.7 metres tall, which won't fit in my doors. The highest my doors do is 1.67 centimetres, so it's close, but there's no way they would have gone on. And so I explained that and made up a 3rd pallet with the top layer of boxes, so it's easy enough for them to do. The only issue I have with this is it was put on the system as a short wheelbase van job, and there's no way any short wheelbase van would have 1.7 metres height, and if it's going to be that high, you need to say that in the notes as a shipper. And then once it made it to 3 pallets, although I could take 3 pallets alright, there's no way that any short wheelbase van can take 3 standard pallets. Well, it's 2 standard pallets and a Euro pallet in the end. So really it should have been priced as a long wheelbase van job. But then I wouldn't have put a lot more on it for that, to be honest, so money wise I'm not going to worry about it too much. It's just more the principle about this lack of communication between whoever does it and whoever arranges the load and whoever books the load. It's just this constant nagging lack of communication about what's being actually done, which at the end of the day falls on the driver to sort out more often than not, and for no extra pay. So anyway, just another example of that. It happens pretty much every day now. There's a load that isn't quite accurately described in the notes, and therefore could be an issue for some people, particularly if you don't speak fluent English. That's the other issue that I have with this, is I have a skill set which is my fluent English speaking, which isn't really valued as much as maybe it should do in terms of the pricing of my loads. If you want to go dirt cheap with the driver, then expect to have someone who doesn't speak English, maybe, or doesn't have a full skill set that you need. Anyway, moving on. I got offloaded. And I had a look at jobs around. I've bid on a couple of things, but they're all quite small jobs, and I'm just finding that I probably need to be closer to Milton Keynes than I am at the moment to get any sort of job heading within my area today. So I'm just going to drive up towards Biggleswade and see whether any jobs come up in the meantime. So yeah, I'll let you know if that happens. I'm quite tired at the moment, I must say. My foot is really hurting, which isn't very pleasant. I think that I suppose what I'm saying is, because my foot is hurting, it's making me more fatigued than I would do otherwise. I had a good sleep last night. But it takes out your body, isn't it? Pain takes out your body. It saps your energy being in pain, and then obviously having to walk differently. So that's what I'm sort of highlighting here, is a fatigue and tiredness because of my foot being in quite a lot of pain. Right, I shall update you later. Cheers. Okay, as I was travelling up the A1M towards Biggleswade, a job that I'd bid on about 10 minutes earlier came through, going from Stevenage to Berkhamsted. It's 31 miles loaded for a small van job, so I had to go back down to almost where I'd come from, and then I've just picked up that load from a building site. I'm getting £50, £50 for this job, and I'm on my way now to Berkhamsted, which is 50 minutes, half an hour, so 32 miles, about 50 minutes drive from here, and then I should be finished about 1 o'clock, and I've got sort of 3.5 hours to try and find something heading towards home and call it quits. If I had stayed where I was for about another 20 minutes, I would have had a lot less driving to do. Would have been there a bit earlier. But you can never tell, can you, when you are somewhere, what you should do when you stay. One of the things I've learned is that you can never get it right with any kind of logic. Staying somewhere or moving on somewhere else, it's just you have to do what you feel you got to do that's the best, and then live with the consequences. There's just no way I could have known that I'd have got that job. £50 for 30 miles, a small van job. It's not likely that would I'd get that at that price in most places. Right, I shall get myself to this drop-off place now. See ya. Right there, I'm just heading sort of towards home. My next sort of town to come through is going to be Bedford. I'm looking for jobs on the way. I've put bids on a couple of things coming up, but nothing has been successful so far. I'm also bidding on jobs for the morning. I'm going to have earned today, if I just go home, £111 gross. And I'm sort of torn between, should I just not bother working on a Thursday while I'm doing my course, or should I just do little bits on Thursday because it will add up? And my thinking is, if I do work like I've done today, at the end of the month I'll have made in the region of £450 gross that I wouldn't have otherwise made. And so it's probably worth me doing these little bits and pieces, because I'm not sure I'll be any more productive if I wasn't staying at home. So I think it's a close decision, but I think I'm just edging out the idea that just eking out a couple of little jobs every week on a Thursday, rather than having Thursday completely off, is better for me for cash flow. So yeah, I'll look at the Bedford area as I'm heading there now, and I'm now an hour and a half away from home, and I've got what time is it now? Now it's 1:45 now, so I've probably got a good 2.5 hours available. So I could do something if I happen to come up at the right time, in the right place, and go in the right direction. So I'll keep looking, but I think it's unlikely. So I'm going to assume that this will be the last video. At this point, I'll put up some stats to show you how today's gone, which will be very poor. just a question of today of making some money towards my business costs for the week. So thank you very much for listening to my video. I hope that you are all being successful, however you choose to find that word for yourselves. I'm going to keep trying to find a job for tomorrow morning, and I shall speak to you then. Farewell, friends.